Hi guys, welcome from me, Championship Manager 0102, still going strong. So what we're going to have a quick blast on this morning is Human Manager Attributes / Contract. Now I believe on the latest Nick's patcher this is already applied, so you don't actually have to apply it, I don't think. But if you were to want to play an 01 ODB and use one of the Nick's patches, that's another story that is, but you'd have to apply it. So I really like this, if I'm honest with you, and the story behind this is I wish this was around when I first started my network game, which, as you may know from other videos, we're in season 116, 117. I'd love to know what my attributes are. So it is a bit of a shitter in that respect, but I remember doing some testing years back on CM Explorer or something like that, and I loaded up a player in a saved game, and I loaded up a staff member. I loaded up myself as a manager, and I noticed I had a date of birth. And date of birth was the 1st of the 1st, 1966. So I'm like, all right, okay, and I had figures. I thought, but we don't have them in the game, but clearly we do. So there we go. 1st of the 1st, 1966. I should point out, if you start the game in 2021, like I am on this update, I'm 55 years old, because we're going forward 21 years old. I'm intrigued to know, if you play 45 seasons, which I'm sure we've all done at some point, I want to see my age at 100 years old. That's what it is. I want to see myself as 100 years old and see how I look. I want my attributes, because they do go up as seasons go by, and if you're successful, they do go up. That is a fact, because I did this last year, in the update, with a heads-up game with Flyd, and I went up quite rapidly. And so they, I believe, have an influence over you getting more jobs, because you've got to have, remind you, I'm saying that, but you see some managers that get jobs and you think they're shit. But talking of some managers, let's take a look then at a couple of managers I know will have good figures. Bear in mind I've got the Uncapped 20 on. Guardiola, tactical knowledge 34. Look at them figures, they are absolutely insane. Meanwhile, let's look at Jurgen Klopp. He's got some stupid figures as well. There you go. So let's talk about Liverpool for a minute then. So Jurgen Klopp, his preferred formation is 4-3-3. They will play 4-3-3 majority of the times. The only time they'll tend to come away from it is if they make a substitute mid-game. That being said, there are times when they won't play a 4-3-3, which is quite rare, which is random. I don't know if it's random or what. I don't quite know why. And they will most times play that direct attacking style. So it is as realistic as possible. Now, of course, on yourself, I think, I might be wrong here, but I think that thing there where they say my preferred formation is 3-5-2, that is random. That is random. I can't say for definite on this next bit, but I'd like to think that if I played a formation, let's say I played 4-5-1 for 20 seasons as manager of Chelsea, I would like to think that preferred formation would go to 4-5-1. I'd like to think. And it would sort of, the preferred style would move. I'd like to think that would be the case. I don't know. And if you've had any experience of this, yeah, share it with us. Let us know. But I mean, I like this. I like the idea of as a manager having figures. I remember, and I'm going to say a swear word here, on Football Manager. I think as a manager you had a contract, didn't you? I would like to see that in, and makes you wonder really, because this profile was always shaded out and you could never get to. You know, like you can't get to that, you can't get to that. But you could never get to this, but now clearly you can. So that now begs the question, can you get to that? Would you be able to get to that? You know, it's an interesting one. It really is an interesting one of making an approach for a manager who's run his contract out. Because, you know, you can get sacked, but you can not have your contract renewed. They're two different things, in my opinion. Maybe I'm being a little bit too technical for CMO 102. There's a lot of things that just can't be modified. And a lot of people say, oh, I want to get phase 2 of the Champions League sorted. It's never going to happen. But then there's so many things that you think, well, I never thought that would happen. So you never know. But phase 2, don't hold your breath on that one. So if you were to add a manager, I'm going to show you something now. If you were to add a manager, I'm going to show you something very, very quickly. Let's just choose Bristol Rovers. Okay, so look at this Bristol Rovers. you'll see he's 35 years old. Okay, he's got no preferred formation. I'd like to think something will go in there, but I should tell you, once I press continue, that will change to 55 years old, and I will show you that right now. Okay, it will change, and there we go. One continue, and it has moved to 55 years old. So I remember when I first did it, I thought, oh fuck, I don't want to start as a 55-year-old, because I don't know if anybody of you remembers. Do you remember the game Sensible World of Soccer? You only had, I think, 30 years. And ironically, and this is probably where CM get this from, you started as a 35-year-old in that, as a manager. You started as a 35-year-old player-manager, if you choose to play, and you had 30 years. So, which would make sense. 30 years, 65 years old, which was back then the retirement age. So, it makes me wonder if it's capped at 30 years. I don't know. I doubt it very much it is, because that would destroy a lot of things for a lot of people. But you could quite easily test that though, in all honesty, and I could test what I was just talking about. I could just chuck it in a test mode overnight and see my age, which I might just do that. How did I never think of that? What a twat. But like I said, I'd like to think that when you add a player, in all honesty, you probably never add in players, so that should never really be an issue. Okay, so that's that, guys. So, if you've got any questions, and if you have got any experiences with regards to this, do share it with us. Jot it in the box right there. If you have any questions about CM, if you want any videos done, blah, 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 do let us know. Till next time, guys, take it easy from me.